Hey, I'm Hallie, and tonight we start with a strong signal from the tech company with the single biggest influence over the market right now, which is giving pause to the idea that the AI bubble is bursting. I'm talking about Nvidia, the AI giant, right? They're driving that boom right now because of the powerful computer chips they make. The company beat expected earnings by more than $2 billion. Okay, we're going to get our heads out of CNBC land, right? We're going to explain why this matters. And here's why. There's a lot of economic jitters right now around AI generally from an economic perspective. Like, hey, maybe that may not be as valuable as investors have thought in recent years from a tech stock perspective. That's led to a losing streak for the big indices, the longest we've seen since the summer in the markets. And there may be more economic rockiness on the horizon, with the Labor Department set to release its first jobs report in months tomorrow. Remember, all those numbers were delayed, at least the ones for September, because of the government shutdown. So you had everybody being like, okay, Nvidia, what's up? What are you going to do? How's it going to go? Before the announcement came out, this is how the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ did. Green, 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 snapping that four-day losing streak. After futures, we're going to be watching them. Brian Cheung is going to be watching them because this is like one of these big deal moments, Brian, that, and I say this so respectfully that kind of like market watching nerds, and we love them, we're really looking to. But even if you're not, right, if you're just like a regular person who maybe has money in a 401k or is interested in kind of how the economy is doing writ large, this Nvidia thing is a big signal. Explain that.
Yeah, look, we're all following money after all, right? And a lot of people that are following the money in terms of the stock indexes the last few days have probably been saying, what the heck is going on here? Because it's been a bad string of trading days over the last 4 days prior to today. A lot of that because of concerns over artificial intelligence. Here's the big story for 2025. We were off to the races this year because of this enthusiasm over artificial intelligence. Have their money in companies that were using AI, in companies that are making the chips that make AI work, like Nvidia. And for that reason, that's why all eyes were on this particular report, because investors in the past few days were saying, hey, were we overdoing a little bit on buying some of these stocks? And now we see the stock really off to the races again. Over the last week, Nvidia has not had a good week. They were down by over 2%. But so far this year, this is a $4.5 trillion company that got to that mark because of an over 30% rise this year. But of course, the question of whether or not AI is a bubble, that's something that a lot of people are thinking, including Jensen Huang, who is the CEO of this company. I actually asked him this direct question just a few weeks ago in Washington, D.C. Take a listen.
Many of the AI companies are already the fastest growing companies ever in history. So these companies are generating real revenues, and the tokens that they generate, they're investing really quite significantly. So maybe the company's not profitable, but the AIs that they're selling, the AIs that they're licensing is completely profitable. And that's a big deal.
So that's Jensen Huang to me asking that direct question of, is a bubble? He seemed to say revenues are being made, and Nvidia, they reported $57 billion of it. That's one reason why he doesn't think AI is a bubble, Hallie. I
think it's so interesting, but can I also be honest? Can we be candid
please,
for like a
please.
second? I do think sometimes when like non-investor type people hear words about like news on earnings, it's kind of like, all right, well, wake me up when I need to know about it.
Fair.
This feels like a wake me up moment, even though we always say, right, Wall Street is not Main Street. The markets are not the broader economy. There is a piece of this where we're looking at the next couple of months here. We're looking at the September jobs report that's coming tomorrow, super late because of the shutdown. We're looking at the holiday shopping season, consumer spending all starting to pick up speed. How would you sort of cast, big picture, how would you frame this economic moment right now?
Yeah, well, look, regular people like you and me are likely not the ones that are buying Nvidia's Blackwell chips, but what they are paying attention to is what's happening to my income and do I have a job right now? And when we talk about the jobs picture, we're trying to figure out what's happening here because guess what? There was a government shutdown over the last few weeks that has closed the bureau that's responsible for telling us what the economy looks like. I want to point to a quick calendar just to let you know about what's going on now that the government is reopened. We are going to get a new report covering the month of September. Again, we're in November right now, but we're going to get that delayed September jobs report tomorrow morning. We'll see what that looks like. If you're wondering, by the way, what's going to happen with the October jobs report, because the government was shut down for basically the entirety of October, actually was closed for the entirety of October, we're not going to get that report at all. So when you talk about flying blind, we're going to have no idea what the economy or what the jobs market at least look like in October. It's going to be an issue for the Federal Reserve, which is trying to figure out what to do with interest rates in their next meeting on December 10, Hallie.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.